I think they need to get a big-time wide receiver. And I understand they have Hollywood Brown, and sometimes you, Travis, on the outside, and when personnel people see something on the inside, they feel different about it. Can that, what you see every day in your building, translate to the field when the lights come on? The Green Bay Packers, for instance, people were screaming and hollering a couple years ago about Aaron Rodgers needs receivers, he needs receivers. And I said he doesn't need receivers because I had an opportunity to see these guys in practice, to see them run around, and I'm able to say, well, they're fine. I've seen them in games. They're okay. Does this mean that the Baltimore Ravens receivers are okay? I haven't seen anything out of them.
Well, it's not a matter of seeing anything out of them. Just look at the numbers. I mean, the numbers are telling you that there's nobody there. You look at the guys that last in catches, last in receiving yards. That's not a matter of seeing them in practice and liking it. That's a matter of just the math of what's happening during the games, that they're not catching the ball. They're not catching and running with the ball afterwards. It's just the numbers are there. So, yeah, they got to address that. Like Zubin said there a minute ago, this is a guy that was the best player in the league about 5 minutes ago, and now all of a sudden they have dead last in catches and receiving yards. That's not a function of him forgetting how to play quarterback. That's a function of guys not getting open.
And here's what I would say to DeCosta and to the Ravens organization in terms of something that they've done that can fly underneath the radar a little bit this offseason, is they went out and got two of and I'll stand on the table as a guy who has played this position, two of the best motivator, wide receiver coaches to ever do it on any level. In Keith Williams, who very few people know, Dr. Route is what we call him. He's coached the likes of Tyreek Hill, Devontae Adams, not in game situation. Well, Devontae in games, but in the offseason, he trains these guys. Mm-hmm. These are two of the top 5 receivers in the National Football League. They go to him specifically to get their work. And another guy named T. Martin, ex-quarterback of Tennessee Titans. Sure. Doesn't have a street, has an alley, but that's okay in Tennessee.
In Knoxville, yes.
In Knoxville.
Parkway.
Yeah, Parkway. They didn't give him the road that they gave Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning pass.
Yeah, they gave him a little bit of an alleyway that goes.
Would they have named a freeway after Peyton had he won a national championship there instead of just a road?
The entire highway. But T. Martin, former quarterback, but was a terrific wide receiver coach at USC. I mean, you just look at the list of wide receivers he coached at USC that went on to the National Football League. And so when you look at that, you're like, okay, check the pedigree. He knows what he's doing at the receiver position, although he didn't play it. He played quarterback, which is a connection to receivers. They acquired both of those guys this offseason to help build something there once Coach Culley left to take the job at Houston. So there is a problem in the receiver room. I understand that they're saying that there's not a problem. There's a problem there. You may not want to address it publicly. They need to go get a big alpha dog. Yes, they went and got Sammy Watkins from Kansas City in free agency. Okay, that's a tick.
He's always hurt, right?
Well, yeah,
always.
but when he's healthy, he's decent.
But can you take anybody, Key? Can you just take a guy and put them with the right coaches and turn them into the guys they need to be? Or does there need to be at least a minimum amount of ability there to start with to turn them in? Like you were talking about some of these guys like Robert Woods, that they didn't know how to use him in Buffalo, and he gets with Sean McVay in L.A., and they turn him into one of those guys that's making plays every single Sunday. But the materials were there. They just needed to get that out of him with the right coaching and the right scheme. Can you do that with anybody? If the guys aren't able to do it, any amount of coaching is going to turn them into a star player.
Well, I think you have to have some ability, right? You can't just be a pumpkin and then all of a sudden you're turned into a star. So you have to have some ability, but you also have to have coaches that recognize what that ability is. Because when you have guys that don't know, they can ruin somebody's career. I say this all the time on our show, and I said it in L.A. When Bill Parcells and Charlie Weiss and Dan Henning and Todd Haley and Mo Carthon and our offensive staff landed in the New York Jets, I died and went to heaven. If I would have stayed under Richie Kotite, I wouldn't be on no national show at ESPN. I promise you that. I'd be somewhere flipping burgers or something. I mean, it's just the reality of they knew what to do with me. I had talent, but they knew how to get that talent out of me. They knew, okay, he's good at that. He's not good at that. But that he's good at is getting ready to help us win a whole lot of damn games. So don't turn him into something that he's not. It's just not.
Yes, co-tied with the Eagles and the Jets. Main color scheme, green, but nobody green with envy on that coaching record for co-tied, that's for sure.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus right now.